This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the March 9th Phase 1 Advisory Board. We're going to start with roll call. Ed. Pace.
Here.
April.
Hey, Terrence, I'll just go ahead and say, like, I had trouble calling in, so they might be calling in and just can't get there. Just FYI.
Okay.
It looks like April just dialed in, Terrence.
Okay. April.
Here.
Kevin.
Here.
William.
I'm here.
Lisa.
I'm here.
Okay. Ed, are you on? Okay. No, Ed, we will proceed with the rest of the agenda. Welcome to the advisory board members. The next agenda item is review and approval of the last meeting minutes. Rachel?
Good afternoon, everyone. The last meeting was held on February 9th. The January 20th meeting minutes were reviewed and approved. There was a brief stakeholder outreach update presented by Kristen Green. Brenda Washington presented an Informatica update that began on page 1 and continued on to page 2. Michelle McGinley presented an implementation update for each team that began on page 2 and continued on to page 3. There was no communications update at the meeting, and there were no questions or concerns from members present. The meeting was adjourned at approximately 1:15 p.m. and at the top of page 4, you can see the items that were distributed in a meeting packet prior to the meeting.
Okay, we've had the reading of the minutes. Do we have any corrections from the advisory board members? Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
I guess
I'll
second. Okay, motion by Lisa, second by Kevin. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Meetings, we'll mark those as approved. Next agenda item is stakeholder outreach update. And really for phase 1, we're continuing with the implementation meetings that we're having with each county prior to their go live. Of course, we're doing the vast majority of this remotely. I think the team has done a good job in organizing this, and the counties have responded well. So we continue to work with the counties, answering any questions that they may have. We're watching the motorist modernization email box as well. A lot of coordination from the team on this, especially Mike Anderson is working very well with the counties as well. And then of course, having the support for them that they need on their go live date. So that is really the stakeholder outreach update that we have. It's just continuing those implementation meetings with folks as they are onboarded for Orion driver's license issuance. So the next agenda item is a program update, and that consists of our implementation update. Michelle?
Hey, good afternoon. As Terrence said, we keep marshaling through the different locations. We kind of have this heat map that we circulate once a week of who's done, meaning all of the locations for those counties that are shaded in dark green have been transitioned to Orion. In the lighter green, a particular county has at least one install. Many of them have multiple installs at this point. And those items in blue or gray, depending on the nature of your screen that you're looking at, are ones that are coming on board sometime in the next couple weeks. Each one we do, like Terrence said, support both for the cutover period and that following for the first full day of business. And the number of locations that we're doing as we continue to roll out grows each time, and different things, different challenges that they may be running into. So we continue to monitor those, provide that support. As Terrence said, the emails and questions, some of which we point back to either something in the manual, some of which may be just a different way to look at a particular item that we may then pass along for data investigation. We continue to do code releases at least once every 2 weeks, more often than not on a weekly basis. Those consist of either bug fixes or enhancements. We have one coming up that we are working with the third-party cashiering vendors on, which has to do with the $6.25 service fee. So that one is through our testing, but obviously there's going to be some coordinated testing with the third-party cashiering vendors, and we reached out to them on it. As you can imagine, as we continue to roll out, we're watching closely and have daily triage meetings, some of which are have representation from our call center. We're watching the tickets that are open just to understand things that either counties are either not understanding or something that we may need to take a little bit deeper dive on from an investigation perspective. One of the things that we were seeing, and we were working with the product owners, was the instance of void requests. So if a particular user tries to attempt a void and has done an activity on that record prior to attempting that void, sometimes that requires a manual intervention by the department side. So that's one of the enhancements that we're testing now, is to see if there's a way to work through those, both to allow the counties to continue to cut down on those tickets, and then obviously do the end of day reporting that is needed to close out. So that's just some examples across different things that we're working on. Obviously, we are using the information and keeping the FAQs up to date. If we see something that's kind of a repeated question, we'll update the FAQs, and we point those out to the counties just as information, both the questions their counterparts may have that we've tried to answer as well. So a couple big, like I said, weekends ahead of us. We'll be at the halfway point here in a week or so. I think at the end of next week, I believe, we will have converted all the bar office locations. And I just reached out earlier today about scheduling the remaining Flowmobile installations, some of which were impacted by the Fervis refresh schedule. So we wanted to make sure that's done before we cut over to Orion. Any questions for me?
This is Lisa. With the CDL help desk and the help desk, the general help desk, we seem to get ping pong back and forth between the two.
Okay.
The help desk will say that the CDL help desk needs to take care of it, and the CDL help desk will say the other help desk needs to take care of it. Maybe a suggestion that if it's a CDL related item, the CDL help desk can take care of whatever it is. It gets pretty frustrating.
All right. We can work through that. Do you have a specific kind of nature of the question, Lisa, or is it just in general?
I can give you some specific situations.
Okay.
I can email them to you, Michelle.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be good.
Yep.
I have sent them to Robert Kynock, and I know he's investigating them, but especially for our CDL drivers, we have an issue that we need your help with on them. It's very frustrating when we can't, get them issued because we know they need it for whatever reason. And in my case, after tomorrow, I won't have a FIDLIS office to use.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's getting really important that we be able to take care of those issues. But I will email them to you.
Okay. Very good.
I have some, and I have the ones from St. Lucie County that I sent Robert yesterday.
All right. Yeah, we do, we touch point with obviously the business side through all of this as well. So we'll follow
The
up
help
too.
desks I know they've had a rough time.
All right. Anything else? All right. Terrence?
All right. I don't believe we have a communication update for phase one. I will like to add that we have also, in addition with the meetings that we have had with the counties, we've also been meeting with the Kesha vendors as well, just to ensure that they're ready prior to their first office going live. And of course, we're in communication with them now with the latest change that Michelle mentioned that they have to test. So any general questions for the team? All right. Thank you all. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.